Hello everyone, my name is Heather and welcome to the channel Bookables. Of course, each month goes on and each month I do one tag. It used to be a time when I did like 3 videos in a week and one of them would be a tag a week and I'm like, that's a lot. Now I do it one a month, and not only that, I try to find the seasonal one that I can do, and of course, this month is the beginning of fall, so of course we're going to do one I've done before, and of course it's going to be a fall theme one. Welcome to the finally fall book tag. Like I said, I've done this many times, and I just keep on doing it. I don't care. I like fall tags. It is what it is. Let's get into it. But first, I want to thank the sponsor of this video, BetterHelp. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chats with your therapist. If you don't know, I am someone that struggles with anxiety. I have medical anxiety. I just have anxiety in general. I'm a special needs parent, so I think that comes with its own bag of anxiety as well. If you're a special needs parent or involved with special needs kids, you know how much anxiety that can give you, and it's hard to just get, and it's amazing to talk to someone, which is why therapy is amazing and why BetterHelp is amazing. BetterHelp, it makes it super easy. So in case you're like me and you're kind of scared to start therapy, you don't know where to start, and you're like, am I failing if I need therapy? The answer to that is absolutely not. I think if anything, you are thriving if you know that you need therapy and actively seek it out, because there's a lot of people that don't do that. And I think therapy is beneficial to every single person. If you think therapy makes you a failure, no, it does not. It makes you just stronger and realizing that you need help, and that is amazing. BetterHelp makes it super easy. All you have to do is go online to their site. They have a very brief questionnaire asking why maybe you're seeking therapy, what you're looking to get out of therapy, how many sessions do you want, etc., etc. After that, they will pair you up with a therapist and you can start scheduling your sessions. And BetterHelp knows that one therapist may not be a fit for everybody. Sometimes you might get paired with a therapist that maybe just is not your vibes, and that's totally okay. Finding the right therapist is very, very crucial and very, very important, and BetterHelp knows that. So they offer you to switch your therapist with no additional charge, which is just awesome. So like I said, you fill out their questionnaire, then you get paired with a therapist, and then you can start scheduling your sessions. I always say therapy is amazing. If you think you need help, go for it. It can only help you, not hinder you in the slightest, and BetterHelp is exactly that. They want to help you. Join the 3 million plus people today that have taken charge of their mental health by using an experienced BetterHelp therapist. If you're wondering to get BetterHelp and you're like, I don't know, money-wise, I totally understand. I'm a frugal girl through and through. If you go to www.betterhelp.com/bookables, you can get 10% off your first month. So that way you save, you can try before you buy, you know what I'm saying, and get into it. So thank you so much to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. All the information and links will be down below. As always, therapy can help you, not hinder you at all. So thank you so much to BetterHelp, and thank you to everyone that checks out therapy, because I think it's just an amazing, amazing thing. Moving on to the finally fall book tag. Like I said, I've done this tag before. I always try to do different answers. I did not prep for this one at all, so we're just gonna go into this together. So first up, I have in fall, the air is crisp and clear. Amazing. Name a book with a vivid setting. I know. I always have to think about it, and then I'm like, I know. Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young. This book came out a couple years ago. I loved it. She writes very vivid settings. That's the question, obviously. So this book is set in this very small town. No, it's set on an island, actually. I forget what the island is called. Sorsha Island, and it's kind of set off Puget Sound, if you will. And this island's very kind of dark and mysterious. It's always got that kind of cold vibe to it. Like when I was reading it, I could just picture this island perfectly. This is a great book if you want an atmospheric read and just strictly you want that kind of vibe when you read a book where it's very just, you can tell the setting and you can feel it. Also with that, we have a thriller that is very much a great vivid setting, and that is Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. This book is set, it's set in a house, kind of on an island, and if you go there during the night, you stuck there till the next day till the tide comes in, but you can just tell, you can feel it and taste it in the air, how it's kind of near the sea and it's cold. This one takes place near Halloween, and you can just taste the salty sea and kind of it just being in the house. So both of these are just amazing, vivid settings of books. Next up is Nature is Beautiful, and take it from someone who this year has learned that in particular. I have entered officially my grandma era this year. I have started with flower gardening, going. Now I am very much into like backyard bird watching. I have lots of bird feeders, and I have like the Merlin bird app where I'll like identify, and I try to learn the different sounds of birds and identify them. Yeah, and I freaking love it. It says, nature's beautiful but also dying. Name a book that is beautifully written but also deals with a heavy topic like grief or loss. Whew, a lot of these. I'm gonna have to say, I'm gonna try to do recent reads, and for this one, I'm gonna go with The Wedding People by Alison Espach. So this one is, it's a heavy book because it does deal with kind of loss and grief. We follow a character named Phoebe, who is just in a very big divorce that she would not see coming, and she basically goes to this hotel that's really, really expensive, and she goes, I don't think it's spoil anything, I think it's good to know as a trigger warning, she goes there to maybe end her own life. And she gets to this hotel and she learns that the whole hotel is taken over by a wedding of this girl. And the bride's like, why are you here? This is my wedding week. Everybody in this hotel is here for my wedding but you. And, you know, Phoebe confesses to her, like, I'm here to like, and you know, eventually she does not do that, but still there's kind of a heavier undertone to this whole book of Phoebe kind of being done with her life and not seeing any sort of hope or glimmer, but she goes this week getting close to the bride and people in the bridal party and learning maybe there is something to live for. So it does have heavier topics, but it's written lighter if that's your jam. But we also have books that are just very heavy, I would say. Float Plan is about a character that decides to go on a boat trip after her fiance ends up taking his own life, and it's all about her journey physically and mentally, which a lot of books I feel that are just very kind of heavier but amazing in the way. I have a whole like sad books video probably that goes on to it. I don't tend to read those as much because it really gets in me and stays in me, and it sounds bad, but especially this year, I've had a lot of grief and loss in my own life, so I don't read a ton of them. Then we have fall is back to school season, and I love that, and that is share a nonfiction book that taught you something new. For one I'm reading right now is, I think it's called Still and Quiet Mind. I just started it. I am a Christian, and I try to read a nonfiction book. This year I have not been good about it because I've shared my own grief and loss, and it's just been obviously taken up all of my time, so I'm just now getting back into it. But this one is trying to get rid of unwanted thoughts. I am a person that I think I come across very optimistic and easygoing and happy, but in reality, I'm kind of a pessimistic. I am the girl that looks at things the glass half empty. Like, I will go to the worst kind of possible explanation. I have very severe medical anxiety. If something happens, I'm like, this is this, and this is the worst. This is gonna be it for me. And that's all from triggers and trauma in my past, which I can correlate them together. But either way, I have just a lot of bad thoughts, like thoughts I don't want to have. I want to be optimistic. I want to be happy. I do have happy thoughts. And this book has really started to teach me to kind of really focus in on those thoughts and try to eliminate them and try to just really breathe and focus on the goodness of life and the goodness of God. And it's really been helping out so far. So I've been really enjoying that one. In order to keep warm, it is good to spend some time with people you love. Name a fictional family, household, friend group that you love to be a part of. Oh, easy peasy. The Love Life Farm series, gang, by B.K. Borison. This is set in a very small town. It's all set in kind of Love Life Farms, and I love this friend group so much, and I want to be like the person that just is like watching them all the time, being like, hey, can I fit in? Can I like work at the bakery a week? Work with Beckett and the farm? Work with Stella doing some paperwork? Like, I want to do this. So I want to be a part of this friend group. This is an amazing small town series, by the way. Each one of them is amazing. This one's set in Christmas. The other one's set in like kind of spring, and it's about the farmhand. The other one's set about the baker. Then we have a tattoo artist and a guy taking kind of over the farm a little bit. It's amazing. The colorful leaves are piling on the ground. Show us a pile of fall colored spines. Sorry if you hear that, it's my daughter. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to show you some of my favorite fall covers, if you will. Of course, we have this one featured right here because I love it so much. It's my favorite. It's the Bake Shop at Pumpkin and Spice. If you want Heather in a cover, this is it, my friend. Look at it. It's beautiful. Embrace it in all its glory. Why they changed the covers, I will never, ever know. It'll forever piss me off. We also have another one I just bought recently, given our history. Look how just nice and colorful and beautiful that is. I love it. What are some other like really fall covers. Those are two I can think of that are like my ultimate. Oh, this one's kind of, both of these are kind of fallish covers, I will say. The Dead Romantics and then also 7 Year Slip. They're both kind of fallish covers. Fall is the perfect time for storytelling by the fireside. Share a book within somebody is telling a story. 6 by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So this one is set in all interview formats, and it's set in like the 60s about this band called Daisy Jones and the Six, how they rose to fame and how they quickly disintegrated, and now it's years later and somebody is interviewing them about their past, and it's very much a la Fleetwood Mac. If you love Fleetwood Mac, read this book. The audiobook is amazing. Have I listened to it? No, I don't listen to audiobooks because of kids, but either way, this one is set within like kind of a story. Also, another one of hers that is kind of the same way. That's the only bad thing about fall decor is Taylor Jenkins is 7 Husbands of Ellen Hugo. It's about somebody being interviewed as well and telling her past, and it's an amazing one. Some of the best Taylor Jenkins Reid's books of all time, in my opinion. I have The Nights Are Getting Darker. Share a dark, creepy read. A lot of those I have. One that I think is very creepy that like no one seems to like but me. I don't know why. I don't know. And that is How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. I love this one. It's one of my favorite Grady Hendrix books. It is creepy as hell, but it's also very satirical, which is Grady Hendrix style. And I think the reason why I loved it is because one page it was scaring the crap out of me, and the next page it had me crying. In a thriller horror, I never thought that would happen, but here we are. But either way, this is about a character named Louise who finds out that her parents have just very tragically passed away, and they live in South Carolina, which is where all of his books take place. So her and her younger brother, who have a very tumultuous relationship, have to travel back home to pack up this house. And the house is kind of haunted because their mom was a puppet maker, and she had this very specific puppet named Pumpkin. Then, oh my gosh, it was creepy. It was so freaking creepy. You can imagine what's going to go on from there. It scared me, but it also made me cry because of the relationship between the siblings is very, very similar to my own. I have a younger brother, and there's been a lot of stuff that has happened in our past that I'm not going to go into because it's personal and all that stuff. But I think the reason why I love this book so much is because I felt that's connected to that part of the book so much. You know how you read a book for you at the right time in your life? This was one of them. And yeah, that freaking pumpkin, that freaking puppet scared the crap out of me. The Days Are Getting Colder. Name a short, heartwarming read that can warm up somebody's cold and rainy day. Oh my gosh. Any Sarah Adams book will do. Both of these are just amazingly adorable. When in Rome, my favorite is Practice Makes Perfect. They are both small town reads that are heartwarming, cozy. Any Sarah Adams book will make you just smile ear to ear and just be having a grand old time. Oh, returns every year. Name an old favorite that you'd like to return to soon. Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell. It's my favorite YA graphic novel of all time. It's one of my favorite fall reads. I used to own it, then I lent it out, never got it again, so I just ordered another copy, and I'm like, I like to read that every fall. I haven't read it in years, and I want to reread it. I love it so much. It's just a fun, nostalgic fall time, so I definitely would like to return to it soon and read the mess out of it. Fall is the perfect time for cozy reading nights. Share your favorite cozy reading accessories. I don't really have any. I don't read a lot at nighttime because usually after my kids go to bed, I go to bed because I'm tired. And my son does not sleep that well either way. Neither does I don't know. Sleep is hard. But so night times, I don't have a lot of reading accessories at all. I would say my main ones are sweaters and a blanket if I'm sitting on the couch, and that's about it. And I don't think I could show you those because they're just, everyone's got sweaters and blankets, so you know what I'm saying? I don't have anything special. I don't like drink up a nice tea or anything like that. Most of the time, I'll be sitting with Dr. Pepper because that is my vice. I don't like coffee. I like Dr. Pepper. Either way, there you go. Share the autumn appreciation and tag some people. This tag has been around for years, people. If you haven't seen it by now, feel free to do it. It's one of my favorites, if not my favorite fall tag. I love and adore it. So have fun and have fall times. I don't know why I said that. But either way, that was the finally fall book tag. I am glad fall is here. It's my favorite season. Yada, yada, yada. We all know this. If you want to do this tag, I'll leave the questions down below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.